Hi everyone.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
It's El Cost Glam.
All right, everybody, we're back on location in beautiful Celebration, Florida.
Yay!
Sometimes we just got to get out the office.
Yes, we are on location. We haven't been here since we filmed 10 things that you should know about the top 10 travel tips of a travel agent.
So anyway, guys, we want to get back to taking you around some spots in Florida every now and then when we bring you some news or some juicy gossip.
Thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this on location. We are sitting in front of Celebration, in front of the lake, and we just love it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest compliment you can give us is by subscribing to our channel.
Yes.
Please subscribe and make sure you hit that bell for the notifications.
Make sure you give us a call if you're interested in your next journey at 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com, and we'll be more than happy to take care of your needs. We also have agents who are ready to assist you as well, and thank you so much for watching.
All right, guys, so let's get into it today. Now, this is going to be somewhat of a controversial subject here, and I'm sure we're going to get all kind of comments down below on this particular subject.
Well, spill the tea.
Okay, so you have heard stories before, I'm quite sure, of people asking other people to exchange their seats with them on the airplane.
Yes, you always get on there. If somebody's sitting separate, you say, hey, could you scoot over one? Can you move down? I want to sit with my family. And usually they say, sure.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a yeah, sometimes it's a no, and it gets a bunch of press and stuff about how mean somebody was. Mm-hmm. This particular story did get a lot of press, so I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna tell you the story, and then I'm gonna give you some additional information towards the end of it. So here's the gist of it. It was a international flight coming from Japan.
Ooh, that's a long one.
Going to the United States. So it's a long flight.
It is.
All right, so there was a gentleman in the window seat, and as the plane was loading up, this woman and her child came on the plane, and I think the child was 5 or 6 years old, so it was a very young child.
Okay, a little toddler.
And the child was sitting in the middle seat next to the man in his row, and his mother's assigned seat was in the middle seat in the row behind them.
Okay.
It's an international flight, probably 13, 14-hour flight.
Okay, that's one of those flights where you definitely go to sleep and wake up.
The mother asked the man if he would switch seats with her. What would you do? So, and I've got more to the story, but I'm just gonna say, what would you do right now? So you think about it. So if he switches, even if he switches with either one of them, he's going to end up in the middle seat for 14 hours.
Right.
So there's some, I'm going to kind of play both sides here and give the argument on both sides. On the one side, the good Christian, nice, proper thing to do would be
kindness.
Would be to give her the seat. On the other side, you should have, especially if you had a small child, made some kind of preparations to make sure that you're sitting next to your child on this flight. And to make sure, even before you got on the flight, if you checked in with the desk, the agent desk outside the plane, and I don't know if she did that. That part of the story is unclear. But what's clear is that she got on the plane and they both had middle seats apart from each other.
Wow.
So, I don't know at this point, I don't know what I would do.
That's a tough decision.
Personally, for personal reasons, if it was a shorter flight, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If it was just like if we're flying from Florida to Michigan or something like that,
yeah,
I wouldn't have a problem with it. But we're talking about a 14-hour flight here. Personally, I get antsy on these planes. I have a little claustrophobia.
You get a little uncomfortable.
And it would be very physically and emotionally uncomfortable for me to be in the middle seat.
I know, yeah. I don't think Mr. Traveler will be going for it. That's why when you booking these flights, you have to make sure you prepare for the preparation of a long flight. I think the mother was lacking in, trying to be with the baby, the toddler. She should have prepared her seat next to the baby instead of asking for a seat.
Yeah.
Because usually when people get a window seat, they don't like to move. They want that window. I know I do. Because it makes me feel better when we landing, when we taking off, I can see, everything versus not being able to see it. And then you want to be next to your loved one for that long. You can't just fall asleep on somebody,
Right.
Just anybody.
Yeah, in that middle seat, you're going to lean one way or the other,
So you want to be as comfortable as you possibly can, especially for the amount of money you paying.
In that window seat, I don't know about him, but I put my little pillow on the window and it's over.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to sleep. So
yeah.
There's more to the story though.
Oh boy, let's go. What else
So
happened?
the woman was actually part of a travel group that was all on that flight.
Really? She had family and friends on there?
She had other people that were traveling with her on that flight.
So she had some known associates on there, okay?
Yes. And
what happened?
Well, here's the point. Don't you think that she probably should have asked somebody within the group
Yeah.
to help accommodate her, or the leader of the group to make sure that she was accommodated properly, or so there's something fishy going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you, the story got so ugly because she made such a fit about this man not giving up his seat.
She did?
Yes. I mean, made a stink about it, made a video about it.
Oh, wow.
And made a big stink about it. And it went, and I don't know if it went viral, but it was a big story about how this man, they were trying to demonize this guy for not giving up his seat.
Oh,
well,
that's
the rest of the story is she was with the travel group. Now, when I read that, the first half of it, when I read the first half of the story, and I'm like, okay, I'm really torn on what I would do, but
Right.
I probably would not be able to give up my seat either, just because emotionally I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about it at first. You're thinking about this lady who gets on a flight. She has her toddler with her. Oh my God, she don't have a seat for the baby, next to her. But then when you act ugly and you be unkind and you have other people with you, then that's something to think about.
That's the part that got me. Now, when I read the second part, that she was with a travel group that was in Japan touring together, I said, wait a minute. Well,
that's something to think about.
Somebody in the group should have made some kind of accommodation for her to move around or something. I don't know if she didn't want to ask, or if it was just convenient because, they were right there. And I wondered, did she bother to ask the person that was sitting next to her in her window seat, would they mind switching with her daughter in front of her going to the middle seat? I don't know, but they only made us think about this guy that was in front sitting next to the little girl.
They made him look bad.
Right, and I mean the comments that people were making about the guy were like, why would you want to sit next to a little girl anyway? And I understand both sides of the argument, kind of. I don't understand hers less than his, because she, especially when you're traveling with a child, you should make sure that
you have to have them covered.
You should make sure that you do that plane ticket in plenty enough time so that you guys can sit next to each other on that flight.
Most mothers and fathers, we don't have any kids, but the mothers and fathers that we deal with on our group cruises, they make sure the baby is with them 24/7.
Yeah.
They make sure they cover that baby, whether it be the grandbaby or somebody's, kid going along with their kids. Well, they make sure they keep eyes on the baby.
Here's my thing: if we had a kid with us, let's say we had one of our nieces or nephews with us or something like that, and we were getting on a plane and we were in a situation where we couldn't sit together on that plane, we wouldn't get on that flight.
No.
I would just pick another flight.
We just go. There's always another flight.
Yeah.
That's why we leave early.
Yeah, I mean it's just the nature of the beast. Listen, I
Traveling
wouldn't get on
kids.
I wouldn't get on a 14-hour flight if I wasn't sitting next to her.
That's right. Yeah, I think Mr. Traveler will make us think about it if somebody somebody tried to take my seat, and they didn't properly, plan the way that they were supposed to.
There was no way I was getting on that plane without me sitting next to my family member anyway. So that was just, to me, the story seems like it's just poor preparation.
Comment below and let us know, what do you feel? How do you feel about it? Do you think the lady was right? Do you think the man was right? Are you okay with your toddler sitting somewhere else on a plane? I know some kids who fly by themselves, that's under 12, but they have an attendant sitting right next to them the entire time. sounds like this person forgot to book the baby next to him, or the group leader is in trouble. Somebody.
And like I said, personally, if it was a shorter flight, like a 2, 3, 4 hour flight, I probably would do it.
Sure.
Begrudgingly, because I would still be thinking in my mind, why didn't you plan properly? But
right.
I would do it. But a 14-hour flight?
No, not for a 14-hour flight.
I can't see it, especially not when you're traveling with other people that know you. So
I am so curious to read the comments below. I think we're gonna have to revisit this one, and let us know if you want to hear about some more tea spilling drama on what happens on these flights, as well as cruises, as well as resorts. There's a lot of things that happen. People take their chairs on cruises. People put their towels down. They get into a fight. Let us know if you want to see some of that.
So what's the craziest thing somebody's ever asked you to do or came to you with? So has somebody asked you to move the plane seat, or has somebody asked you to do something even crazier than that? Let us know down below. We'd love to talk about it.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Again, if you're ready to go fight on a 14-hour flight and make sure you go to Japan without giving up your seat, give us a call. 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com. We will be more than happy to accommodate your next adventure.
And make sure, if you'd like to, join us. We have room on our Hawaii cruise for March 29, 2025. And we also have room on our brand new Mardi Gras cruise, going to the brand new Celebration Key on the first week that it opens up. Please call us if you'd like to join on that fun group too.
Life short.
Have fun, guys.
See the world.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.